Hello and Assalamualaikum. In this chapter, you will learn about selecting a topic and purpose. Throughout this session, you'll learn about choosing a topic, determining general purpose, determining specific purpose, and phrasing central idea. The first step in speech making is choosing a topic. In a public speaking class, students generally have great leeway in selecting topics. This would appear to be an advantage since it allows you to talk about matters of personal interest. There are two broad categories of potential topics for your classroom speeches. The first one is subjects you know a lot about, and the second one is subject you want to know more about. Topic that you know a lot about, most people speak best about subjects with which they are most familiar. When thinking about a topic, draw on your own knowledge and experience. Everyone knows things or has done things that can be used in a speech. It can be your hobby, your favorite restaurant, your personal experiences, and many more. Topic that you want to know more about. On the other hand, you may decide to make your speech a learning experience for yourself as well as for your audience. You may choose a subject about which you already have some knowledge or expertise, but not enough to prepare a speech without doing additional research. You may even select a topic that you want to explore for the first time. Say, for example, you have always been interested in Stonehenge but never knew much about it. This would be a perfect opportunity to research a fascinating subject and turn it into a fascinating speech. After all this, you may still be thinking, I don't care about traveling. I have never been to England. I am not active in politics. What am I going to talk about? If you are having trouble selecting a topic, try to do brainstorming. Do personal inventory by making a quick inventory of your experiences, interests, hobbies, skills, beliefs, and etc. If the first method doesn't work, try a technique called clustering. Take a sheet of paper and divide it into few columns. Then, list in each column the first 4 or 5 items that come to mind. You can refer to page 78 of your textbook to look at the example of clustering activity. By clustering, most people come up with a topic rather quickly. But if you are still stymied, try an internet search. Browse through a subject based website, an online encyclopedia, or some other reference portal until you come across what might be a good topic. Along with choosing a topic, you need to determine the general purpose of your speech. Usually, it will fall into one of two overlapping categories, which are to inform or to persuade. When your general purpose is to inform, you act as a teacher or lecturer. Your goal is to convey information clearly, accurately, and interestingly. If you describe how to lift weight, you are speaking to inform. Your aim is to enhance the knowledge and understanding of your listeners by giving them information they did not have before. When your general purpose is to persuade, you act as an advocate or a partisan. You go beyond giving information to espousing a cause. You want to change or structure the attitudes or actions of your audience. If you try to convince your listeners that they should start a regular program of weightlifting, then you are speaking to persuade. Once you have chosen a topic and a general purpose, you must narrow your choices to determine the specific purpose of your speech. The specific purpose should focus on one aspect of a topic. You should be able to state your specific purpose in a single infinitive phrase, which is to inform or to persuade my audience. That indicates precisely what you hope to accomplish with your speech. Look at the example here. The topic has been identified as music therapy. The general purpose is to inform. Notice how clear the specific purpose statement is, and notice also how it relates the topic directly to the audience. That is, it states not only what the speaker wants to say, but also what the speaker wants the audience to know as a result of the speech. And then look what happens when the specific purpose statement does not include the audience. Explain to whom? To musicians, to medical students, to social workers? Those would be three different speeches. Formulating a specific purpose is the most important early step in developing a successful speech. When writing your purpose statement, follow the general principles outlined. First is to write the purpose statement as a full infinitive phrase and not as a fragment. Second is to express your purpose as a statement, not as a question. Third, please avoid figurative language in your statement. Fourth, try to limit your purpose statement to one distinct idea. Don't put so two or more statements in one purpose statement. Fifth, make sure your specific purpose is not too vague or too general. The specific purpose of a speech is what you hope to accomplish. The central idea is a concise statement of what you expect to say. Sometimes it is called the thesis statement, the subject sentence, or the major thought. Whatever the term, the central idea is usually expressed as a simple, declarative sentence that refines and sharpens the specific purpose statement. Another way to think of the central idea is as your residual message, which is what you want your audience to remember after they have forgotten everything else in the speech. Most of the time, central idea will encapsulate the main points to be developed in the body of the speech. To show this work, let's take a few of the examples we saw earlier in this chapter and develop them from the topic, general purpose, and specific purpose to the central idea. We can start with the speech about music therapy. Look carefully at this example. It shows how the speaker might start with a broad subject, which is music therapy, that becomes narrower and narrower as the speaker moves from the general purpose to the specific purpose to the central idea. Notice also how much more the central idea suggests about the content of the speech. From it, we can expect the speaker to address three main points. The first, summarizing the development of music therapy. The second, looking at methods of music therapy. And the third, exploring theories that account for the success of music therapy. What makes a well worded central idea? Essentially, the same things that make a well worded specific purpose statement. The central idea should be expressed in a full sentence, should not be in the form of a question, should avoid figurative language, and should not be vague or overly general. So that's all, folk. Thank you and Assalamualaikum.